Hello and welcome to another deck tech, where good cards burn. We're going to do something different from the Lord of Treasurehorn. We're going to be focusing on this guy. So we're going more for the zombie assassin mode. See, this is Thraximundar. He has haste. When he attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature. And when a player sacrifices a creature, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Thraximundar. That's amazing. That's great. That's what we want. And to start off, let's bring his deck in. We have swamps. Wow. Amazing. Look at that. It's a land. And we have another land. And a third land. And a fourth land. And this is the mana base. So you want lands to just make sure you can play every single card in the deck. It's a simple thing. So we have about 4 mountains so far, 4 swamps. And we go into islands. Island. Island. And what can I say about 4 islands? Nothing. Because we've got a 5th island. You didn't see that coming. And now we have Darksteel Citadel. Good card because indestructible. When you need mana fetch, you want Evolving Wilds. When you need all 3 colors for your deck, which is Grixis, you want Crumbling Necropolis. All 3 colors of Grixis. We have multicolored production with Vivid Creek. Tap it, remove a charge counter, it produces any color. Arcane Lighthouse. This will get over the cards that you cannot kill with Thraximundar's Sacrifice. This is Rakdos Guildgate. Simple, easy mana production that comes into play tapped. Everglades. Enters tapped. Creates 2 mana. Sacrifice it unless you return an untapped swamp you control to the owner's hand. Mana production. Akum Refuge, gain 1 life. And we need mana to attack freely. Rogue's Passage. You're going to see this a lot. It's a good card. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. The same as unblockable, but we don't mess around here. We have a Halimar Depths, because you're sorting your deck out. Top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order. We have Swiftwater Cliffs. Gain 1 life. And I don't mind if you put on music in the background and just look at the cards, or you don't give any idea about what these cards do. You want me to explain them. That's fine. So what we're doing is building up a good, strong color foundation. You'll notice not a lot of these produce colorless. Maybe 2, 3 of them produce colorless. And the rest are mana fetch. Because Thraximundar, he just needs to be in play in order to be effective. Now we get the Boilerworks, the Terramorphic Expanse, and one of the best cards in the deck, Illusionist Bracers. When he becomes equipped, when he attacks, that ability gets to trigger again, if I think so. When ability of equipped creature activated isn't a mana ability, copy that ability. So, double the sacrifice. Now we have Swiftfoot Boots. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Thraximundar doesn't need hexproof, or he doesn't need haste, but he needs hexproof. And he needs a Infiltration Lens. When he becomes blocked, a creature, you may draw a card. When an equipped creature becomes blocked by a creature, you may draw 2 cards for 1. Pretty useful. Here we have Soul Ring, of course, EDH. And, well, maybe you haven't played one of these before, but Everflowing Chalice, for its rate, pay 2 mana, becomes a 4/4. Just another Felwar Stone. It does produce 1 colorless, but it's fast. Nicol Bolas, that is Planeswalker. Simple effect, destroy target non-creature. Gain control of target creature. Or he deals 7. They discard 7 and sacrifice 7 permanents. Very, very strong Planeswalker. We have Obnixilis of the Black Oath. And he has a very strong ability to gain life equal to the number lost this way. Put a 5/5 demon on the battlefield, and you get an emblem. Sacrifice a creature, you gain X life, draw X cards. X is the sacrifice creature's power. And, you know, he can be your Planeswalker, but that's another deck. Dig Through Time. It has Delve, 7 cards, Library, top 2 of them to your hand, rest at the bottom. Just digging for cards. Something like Worst Fears. You've seen these cards before because they're all extremely powerful and ubiquitous among the decks. Here we have a Cruel Ultimatum where, like Nicol Bolas, target opponent sacrifices a creature, discards 3 cards, loses 5 life. You return a creature card from the graveyard to your hand, draw 3 cards, and gain 5 life. So you're 4 cards plus with this one. Life's Finale, destroy all creatures, search their library for 3 cards. Spell Twine. Now, all those cards in the graveyard are incredibly useful. You've seen them in the deck stealing effects. Well, why stop? Why not use the effects that get rid of the strongest card your opponent has? Destroy 6 target creatures? Yes. Destroy all non-enchantment creatures? Yes. Draw cards equal to target opponent's hand and then do it again? Yes. Another ubiquitous blue card, Ether Spouts, for 5, return attacking creatures to their owner's hands or to the bottom of their owner's top or bottom of his or her owner's library. Tidings, draw 4 cards. Just value so that you can attack for free. World at War, bringing you to attack multiple times with rebound. A certain theme with dragons as well. Destroy all dragon creatures, destroy all non-dragon creatures. You can destroy all non-dragons usually. We have Slave of Bolas. You take control of target creature, untap that creature, it gains haste. Sacrifice it at the end of your turn. Another 5 cost, gain control, kill card. This being Diabolic Tutor, everyone's favorite. And you might find Reigns of Power. Untap all creatures your opponents control. Untap all creatures you control and all creatures target opponent controls. You and that opponent each gain control of all creatures the other controls. At the end of the turn, those creatures gain haste until the end of turn. So, they built up their board, they got rid of your Thraximundar finally, switch that out, now you win. Fuck them. Consuming Vapors. Now we get into the sacrifice again. The more sacrifice, the more Thraximundar gains. Here we have blue and red to really maximize Thraximundar. We're going to get into reveal the top 5 cards of your library, separate them into 2 piles. As your opponent chooses one of those piles, put that pile in your hand, the other to your graveyard. It doesn't matter what's going to your hand or what's to your graveyard because you use both effectively. Guild is one of the kill cards to exile target creature. Put a colorless artifact named Gold onto the battlefield, and gold is useful. Gold is more useful than treasure. We need both. We need soul manipulation. Choose one or both. Counter target creature spell, and or return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Very, very nice turnabout. Sudden spoiling, countering all that. Very, very powerful, overwhelming effects. Now their creatures are just 0/2s. Praetor's Grasp, so that we can steal cards from the opponent's deck that are their strongest. We don't want them to have Eldrazi. We want that. We want to make sure we kill their weaker creatures with Pyroclasm. We want to have enough mana so that we can summon our general. We have Dark Ritual for that. Dregs of Sorrow, again to destroy target non-black creatures and draw X cards. We want the draw power. We want to be able to get more cards that deal X damage to each creature. We need mana to produce X, X, and X. Put X -1/-1 counters on each creature. Shuffle Black Sun Zenith into its owner's library. Then we have Icy Blast, and it's ferocious. It's tap X creatures, ferocious. If you have a creature with 4 or greater power, those don't untap next turn. Very, very strong again. We got Sudden Demise. Choose a color. Deals X damage to each creature of the chosen color. Thraximundar may be 3 colors, but he's definitely stronger than most cards with 6/6 power. Nightscape Familiar, being one of your weaker cards, maybe as well as Regenerate. Brings it much, much easier to keep it out on the field and reduces the cost of all your expensive cards. One of your expensive cards being your general Viashino Heretic, which can destroy artifacts. We have Clone, Titular Clone, sideboard it out for anything you really want. But these kinds of effects are necessary, like Disciple of Bolas. When Disciple of Bolas enters the battlefield, sacrifice another creature, you gain X life, draw X cards, X is that creature's power. What do you know? We have a lot of very strong creatures. We have Demon of Wailing Agonies that wants your general to be out. He becomes a 6/6, and when he deals damage to the opponent, that player sacrifices a creature. Wow, that's doubling Thraximundar's effect. This would be Ghoul Caller Gisa. Wow, I can't believe how many of her just taps and creates 2/2 black zombies. And of course, Ob Nixilis the Fallen. Very, very strong demon. He has target player loses X life, 3 life, and if you do, put 3/3 counters on Ob Nixilis the Fallen for the landfall effect. Wow. Just keeps getting stronger for 5 mana. Conquering Manticore. Takes control of a creature. It gains haste. And he himself is a flying 5/5. We also have Grave Titan. Death Touch 6/6. When he attacks, create 2/2 zombies. His brother, Inferno Titan. When he attacks, deal 3 damage. He also has a plus ability to Fire Breathe. This is Butcher of Malachor. Sacrificing creatures means a lot more +1/+1 counters on Thraximundar. Whenever Butcher of Malachor or another creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. A flying vampire. That helps your sacrifice engine. We have Wind Reader Sphinx, which is a flying. Whenever a creature with flying attacks, you may draw a card. What the fuck? That's just straight value for creatures like Overseer of the Damned. He just comes into play, destroy target creature. When a non-token creature in opponent control dies, put a zombie into play. And he himself is a very strong demon. We have another flyer. Sphinx of Uthun. When he enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put one into your hand, the other into your graveyard. Bit more expensive than the last one. But it is a creature on that effect. A Bloodfire Colossus for all that damage you need to do. For 8 mana, he's a 6/6 giant. Pay 1 red, sacrifice him. He deals 6 damage to each creature and each player. Sacrificing. Whenever a player sacrifices a creature, you put a +1/+1 counter on Thraximundar. And might makes right. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you control a creature with the battlefield with the greatest power. Gain control of target creature an opponent controls. You gain haste. Oh my god, it's all coming together. And if you enchant an opponent, they may take double damage. Instead, you could kill them lethally with Thraximundar's commander damage. That's one opponent down. And then you have an enchantment like Helm of the Gas Lord. And that just says if he's black and blue, which he is, he deals damage, draw a card, and that player discards a card. And then we have another one. We have Steel Artifact. So whatever good artifact they've been playing, you take it. That's stealing an artifact right there. Here we have Flame Shadow Conjuring. Pay 1, you put a token onto the battlefield as a copy of a creature. Oh, you double up your creatures for 1 red mana. Oversold Cemetery? Can't be that good, it's only 2 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, you have 4 more creature cards in your graveyard. Turn target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Just 1? Huh. Because I think this one lets me take as many as I want. But I have to pay 2 life. So they're both good. And this one seems really good too. Because, you know, when it enters the battlefield, you put X charge counters on Eternity Vessel. And landfall. You really need to read these cards. Because whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, may have your life total become the number of charge counters on Eternity Vessel. And we have Death Render. So it says +2/+2 on the equipped creature. Whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, you may put a creature card from your hand and play attached to Death Render. Oh. And this can be on your champion, your commander. So Thraximundar would get +2/+2. And he would have hexproof. A Semblance Anvil? I don't see any artifact creatures to equip it onto. But it's definitely one of the effects. Like Whisper Silk Cloak. He becomes unblockable with Shroud. Perhaps a Worn Power Stone, also a good effect. And Mask of Riddles. He has Fear. When he deals damage to combat damage to a player, draw a card. And one, of course, Scythe of the Wretched. Whenever a creature dealt damage by a equipped creature, this turn is put into the graveyard. Return that card and play under your control. Attach Scythe of the Wretched to it. Maybe the opponent doesn't want to block it anymore. So he's just getting +2/+2. Or maybe they block it. And then you kill a creature, and then you attach Scythe of the Wretched to it, and now you have more creatures than they do.